Burning Rubber is social. Follow us on Instagram at instagram.com/Burning Rubber Radio. Now back to more Burning Rubber.
And it's another Fast Lap on YouTube, Instagram, X, Truth, Blue Sky. Hell, I think we're everywhere now, Andy.
Yeah, we're all over the place, man. I'm just glad that we are still, you know. And this past week, everybody, NASCAR chef John Dix, which is sitting over here, you've been pretty sick, buddy. Welcome back to the land of the living.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. I was feeling pretty under the weather, but got a recipe out, so check it out on our Facebook page, guys.
Hot rod hamburger stuff. Anyway, Wayne, we got a heck of a guest, someone I'm excited to talk to.
I am very excited to talk to this gentleman right here. We haven't had him on in a while. In fact, he's been a busy feller from the world of podcasting himself at one point in Fast Car to NASCAR with Mike Wallace to now getting ready to go back and run the Daytona 500 once again. We have got legendary driver Mike Wallace. Mike, what is up, buddy?
Man, I got everything going on.
I was going to say, yeah, you do. And so the big topic, though, is the Daytona 500, because we were talking about this the other day on the phone. It's been how long now since you've run the 500 or attempted to?
Oh, it doesn't really matter.
Well, for historians' sake, I think is what we're trying to find out there.
I think it's been about 10 years.
Oh, that's a short amount of time. You'll do just fine.
Yeah, I mean, what's the story? Once you know how to ride a bike, you can always do it.
That very true. Very, very true indeed. Yeah. So coming back in, February, obviously just right around the corner here. Speed Week's getting ready to come up. A couple of things that we're going to ask real quick here before we get into the Daytona 500 stuff. What are your thoughts about things like the Clash finally coming back to Bowman Gray?
What's really funny about that is that the team just called me wanting to know if I would go to Bowman Gray.
Really?
The person they had going is not approved now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you never know, guys. I might be at the Clash.
Very cool.
My Lord, this is cool. You heard it on Burning Rubber Radio first.
Amen to that. So
that was a 5-minute ago phone call.
Wow. Okay, so literally before the taping of this interview, Mike Wallace just found that out. So,
well, have you ever ran at Bowman Gray before?
No.
Oh boy.
The madhouse is calling.
Man. You just drive in the back of them, move out of the way, and go on.
There you go.
Very cool. So
yeah, quarter-mile flat track. What can you do?
Yeah, no, it's that's a famous racetrack, and it was unique. I was talking to the promoter of the track, which is NASCAR, but a person is taking it. We were talking about the fencing they're putting up, and that it needs to get painted black in color that you can see better through it.
Huh.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
The little lady in black.
Yeah, and NASCAR's even listened to me. I'm really shocked.
Oh, wow. That is definitely something else. All right, so the big question then, Mike, is the team that you're going to be running for, potentially whether it be at the Clash as well as the 500 or just the 500, what team is it this time around?
The team belongs to Carl Long and his partners, MBM Motorsports out of Statesville, North Carolina.
Right here in my backyard.
Yeah, just go up 77 and get off that, what is it, Bagnell Dam exit or something?
Bagnell Dam exit. Garner Bagnell Boulevard. Garner Bagnell Boulevard, yep.
Okay, well, there's a dam in Missouri called Bagnell Dam, and I always associate with that.
Carl Long, he's been around for a long time. Of course, MBM Motorsports is a team that's well known in NASCAR, and of course, Carl's been around since back in the day. So I'm sure that you Carl. So this ought to make this whole, not the word transition isn't right, but getting into his equipment and everything a little easier with communication wise.
Without a doubt. I was up there on Monday and had a seat fitting, had a seat insert board. And Carl and I have known each other, raced against each other. We get along wonderful, so we're going to have a good time.
Very cool.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that's excellent. So, and also for the Daytona 500 folks that may not know this, Mike, I'm going to let the audience know that you're not guaranteed to Daytona 500. You don't. Carl doesn't have a charter for this race, correct?
That's correct. And for the people that don't know, there's going to be 40 cars that are going to start the Daytona 500.
Wow.
There's 36 already guaranteed in the race. So that allows 4 spots, and there's about 8 or 9 cars going to try to get those 4 spots.
Wow.
And it was announced that Elio Castroneves decided he wanted to come race.
Yep.
Once he heard I was going to be there, he wanted to be there in my presence.
He's like, I bow to you, Mike. I bow
Mike's
to
there.
you.
I'm going to be there. Also, just the big rumor from Bob Pockris here this week is also that Martin Truex Jr. is going to be running a Tricon Garage car. And, of course, Tricon Garage being a Truck Series team, but I do believe that Joe Gibbs is probably going to have a big hand in fielding that for him.
You think so?
And it's it's looking real doable.
It's like call Tricon, tell them to come pick up the car. They got to put it in their truck to take the Daytona.
That is.
Yeah, but I'm confused. I thought Martin retired.
That's what we
did
thought too. Yeah, I guess he's still got a little part-time
I
action in him.
I think these guys are retiring, then realizing they're getting more money for running limited races than they were the whole year. So they come back right away.
I like, you know what, Mike, I would have to agree with you on that point. And I mean, whether that be the case for, MTJ or whoever might be wanting to step into a car here. But another thing we can touch on too, real quick, aside from like all the Daytona 500 stuff, I want to go back and revisit something that, you had a big hand in with your podcast, Fast Car to NASCAR. There's been some rumbling that may be coming back. Is there any truth to that?
Well, there's talk about it. And I've learned in my life, don't tell everybody something's happening until you know it's happening.
Yep. But also never say never, too.
Yeah, it was a great concept show. When you worked with us on the start of that, and a lot of people liked it. And there's a lot of reasons why it didn't continue is because, Speed Sport, the production facility changed a little bit.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I lost my wife, and she was going through cancer, and, it's just time to put a halt to everything.
And obviously, folks, y'all saw it all over Facebook back a couple of years ago when that happened. And, man, that was I'm not going to rehash that day because it's a sad day.
Yeah,
but
coming up on a year right now this month.
Wow.
Sorry, Mike. I hate that.
Yeah. But on the bright side, though, there, like, again, the talk has been had that Fast Car to NASCAR might come back. Like you said, Mike, it was a concept show. It really kind of dug into the background of a lot of not just drivers, but even celebrities. Like you had guys like John Schneider on the show. You've had Tony Stewart. You've had Smoke and Leah on. I mean, you've gotten to really dig into the backgrounds of a lot of different people. So if in the amount of episodes that were on in the time that it was recorded, what would you say was your personal favorite episode?
Well, we did 99 episodes. My 100th episode was going to be Jeff Gordon.
Oh, wow. Well, so that would have been your favorite one then if you had to pick out of all the ones, even though it wasn't taped?
No. My first show with Tony Stewart, I think, because it's the worst job that I did.
He's lying, by the way, folks. He did fantastic.
But, Tony and I have been close for years, so to have him agree to do a show, it was a big deal. And then, thinking we got Greg Walters, who's the president over Charlotte Motor Speedway, came on. We got Humpy Wheeler came on. So a lot of great guests. I mean, think about it. We had 99 guests, crew chiefs, owners, promoters, like you said, from different genres. And the concept of the show was who were you before who you are?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And
that's
it's
cool.
interesting to hear it in their words. It wasn't. We just kind of lead them a little bit, and they love telling the story.
And that was the thing, like you said, Mike. Like especially with the interview with Smoke, he really like you said, you kind of started to push him that way, and he ran with it. Like we actually had to tell him to cut a couple of times.
Well, I think anybody that's got success loves talking about it in a non-egotistical way.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
We had Greg Anderson, who is the NHR Pro Stock champion. And he actually, you could tell he loved telling the story of when he worked for Warren Johnson, and Warren got pissed at him for wanting to go race on his own.
Yep. I remember that story.
You hear those backstories. Yep.
That was a good one. So so if Fast Car to NASCAR were to come back, do we potentially know when a debut might be, or is it still kind of just teased at the moment?
I'll be honest with you. I didn't know you even knew the conversation were going on. So
we're burning rubber radio.
I was gonna say, Mike, you forget we have ways of finding things out here on this show, whether it be by hook or by crook.
Well, Jeff Cat and I did the show, and we want to do it again, so we'll see what happens.
Very cool.
Good deal.
Well, folks,
one thing that I thought was really cool, though, Mike, here last week, the last few days, you got on your brother Kenny Wallace's podcast, and you guys had a good time on there. And I think that you and Kenny are a hoot when you guys get going. So I would love to see more of that.
Yeah, I would like to work with my brother Kenny. I actually pitched him a deal to do it, and he didn't want to do it. But him and Kenny Schrader are doing a deal now for Dirty Mo Media.
Cool.
Yep.
Rick Mast has got a little deal involvement in Kenny's deal. And to be honest, Kenny is laying numbers on the board that nobody else has got.
Yep.
That's true.
The other day, last Friday it would have been, we were trending number one on X in the morning from our show we did the day before.
That's cool.
So cool. That's awesome.
Trending number one.
That is really cool. You know what? I could actually picture that now. So even if Jeff were to just kind of sit back and do the radio guy thing like he was doing in the past, I could, Andy. I could actually picture that. Fast Car to NASCAR with Mike and Kenny Wallace.
Oh, that would be a thing. That would, my gosh. They kick us off the airwaves, man.
Yeah, Kenny told me the other day he's got plenty going on. He's not really interested in doing anything more.
Right. Well, totally understandable. Totally.
He went to doing that deal for free, and now he's making crazy money. And why do it anymore?
Well, I mean, after all, Kenny was always known as NASCAR money anyway.
Yeah. I hit him all the time. I go, yeah, with all that NASCAR money, you're world famous. You're famous.
You're right.
And he goes, stop it.
Well, he's real. And I don't know if you even know this, our tagline to our show, Burning Rubber, is Burning Rubber, baby. Everyone says those three famous words. You understand that your brother's the one that did that, Kenny?
I remember Wayne telling me the story about that. So, yeah.
Yep. Grabbed the mic out of Andy's hand and was like, Burning Rubber, baby.
I was like, okay, that's the new tagline.
Yep. So I'll tell you.
Sometimes they come in the most unique way.
It really does, and it was totally organic how it happened that day too.
Oh yeah, it was.
But speaking of the tagline here, Mike, since we're getting ready to wrap up everything with you here for this fast lap that we do on YouTube and all over social media and everything like that here, we want to get it from you once again. A big old Burning Rubber, baby, at the top of your lungs whenever you're ready, my friend.
Burning Rubber, baby.
All right.
Yeah, right there. You qualified. That qualified you for the Daytona 500.
Yes, it did.
Wonderful. Throttle wide open, burning rubber.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mike Wallace. Folks, amazing fast lap with this gentleman. Fast Car to NASCAR host. Brother to Kenny and Rusty Wallace. Mike Wallace is just a fantastic guy. All the way around, hands down. No doubt about it. Literally no doubt about it. But with that said, we're going to wrap it up for this week here. I'm Wayne Owens. That's Andy Delayed. That's the NASCAR chef, John Dix. And we will see you guys again next Wednesday.